Welcome to the October 24th, 2022 Advance Report for McGowan Group clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. I'm Spencer McGowan, your financial weatherman and President, McGowan Group Asset Management, with your weekly fast-paced tour of the global financial markets. A team of 10 devoted to your success prepares this report every week, designed to help you make great decisions in the year ahead with investments, allocations, and a great financial plan. Come down and see us or set your time for a Zoom meeting. Just go to NetWorthRadio.com, and there you can actually fill out the preliminary client questionnaire or message us directly and we'll get right back to you. Here we go. Is it a recession? This is Bloomberg. Fresh chart. What's going to happen in the economy next year? We keep hearing looming recession, CEOs coming out and saying, oh my God, we're preparing for a recession. By the way, that's their job if there might be one. But are the projections saying that'll happen? In fact, if I go to 2022, now last year economic growth net after inflation was 5.9. We had 2 negative quarters of net real growth because inflation ran hotter than the dollar growth of the economy. But for this year, the projection is 1.7% above inflation for economic growth. Next year, 0.5%, then 2024, 1.4%. So that's anemic growth. Now, does it go negative? I don't know, but we already had a stealth recession in the first half, and despite prices being higher, overall, the economy's doing okay, and I'll show you some evidence of that. This quarter, real GDP projected to be, now this is 2022, real GDP projected to be a 0% in the fourth quarter, 1.6% for the announcement we get next week. So that is like on the border of a recession. That's why you'll keep hearing that headline. But what's happening to the S&P 500? What are companies really experiencing? Profits actually dropped by minus 1.5%. That's only 62 out of 500 companies. So this is just the beginning of earnings season. Financials report first. Financials minus 13% on profits. Wow. So the current earnings reports, it is not as bad as expected. That's the key message. Low expectations may be the key to happiness for the equity markets. Here, sales growth, 8.86%. That's slightly above the trailing inflation rate. So, earnings growth minus 1.5%, but energy hasn't reported yet. One company reported a 91% increase in profits so far. They report over the next 3 weeks. Now, materials up 127% in profit. Industrials up 51%. That's not really sounding like a recession, is it? Well, the other negatives were IT, technology companies, communication companies. So, now you get a good picture of what companies are actually experiencing for the third quarter. Going forward, these projections are actually positive for profits to grow. So that's a little good news. And you're worried about inflation. I've been bringing you evidence that inflation actually descended over the past 6 months after the Ukraine invasion. Here we go. These are shipping costs, global shipping costs. And you could see they skyrocketed. They went up nearly tenfold to ship something. That was the supply chain issue that everybody was worried about. It's going to cause even more massive inflation, shortages, things like that. What's happened? It's gone from 11,000 a container down to 3,500. Still elevated over 2019, but the fact is you have disinflation going on in the system. What does that mean for the Federal Reserve? Well, here, the Federal Reserve has already tightened rates to the highest since 2008, when we could argue they were way over tight already. And what's this right here? That's the 10-year Treasury yield. It's adjusted already for the Fed going to 4% or 4.25%, which would be a big increase in November, on November 2nd when they meet. What does that mean? The markets have already built in a huge increase, and you're already seeing disinflation. What does that telegraph? Well, potentially by the first quarter, the Fed, inflation are not the biggest headlines. And that's the artificial pressure on asset values right now. You can see this, the fastest increase in the cost of capital that we've seen since 2005 and 7. Now look at this. Year to date, S&P down about 21%. The NASDAQ, the tech stocks, down 32%. Yes, that's an absolute disaster. What did we have here? A June low, then we made a little lower low here, and right now we're sitting just about at this bottom. Was that the bottom? We don't know yet, but I can tell you this, there's plenty of great assets at bargain prices that pay real cash flow. That's what we're going to build into your plan here at McGowan Group Asset Management. You want the team that cares on your side, a team that picks up the phone and responds promptly. That's McGowan Group Asset Management, serving affluent families. Get to networthradio.com. Set your time for a brainstorming session today. Thank you for tuning in to Net Worth Media today and our efforts over the past 2 decades to educate clients and help clients make great decisions. That's the reason that we're here at YouTube McGowan Group, Apple Podcasts, Net Worth Radio, and networthradio.com. The Net Worth Media effort is designed to help you make great decisions and address value at risk of loss, fluctuation in the markets. Remember, if we talk about a security, doesn't make it a recommendation until you come down and get a plan from McGowan Group Asset Management, the team that cares. You can set a Zoom meeting or an in-office meeting at the Crescent, and we'll give you a written plan that encompasses what we believe to be the best allocations. This is a team of 10 devoted to you. That includes the research that you see each week from Reuters, from Bloomberg, and from the best sources. We always post links at networthradio.com for what we believe can help you make great decisions, the research that comes up. Now, the Net Worth Media effort is also designed to address cycles in the market, value at risk of loss. At networthradio.com, you can get the ADV form that shows, yes, we're a fiduciary, a registered investment advisor. It covers the costs of hiring our team to help you in the future ahead. It really helps to have an expert team on your side that you can reach by phone, email, and of course, a team that's here for you every week to address what's going on in the markets, because anxiety can often lead investors to make decisions that are either dangerous, chasing things, or selling things when they shouldn't. And that's a big part of our planning effort at McGowan Group Asset Management. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to serving you and your family in the years ahead.